Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, JusJrdn. Before we start the podcast, I just want to say thank you so much for the 2,000 subscribers. We've come a long way in the last couple of months, and the channel continues to grow. The podcast continues to grow, and very exciting. I'm excited to drop more music, to drop more videos, and to continue what I'm doing. I really appreciate all of the comments, all of the shares, all of the likes, all of the subscriptions. It really means the world to me. So I just want to say thank y'all so much for rocking with me. We got a cool episode today. So, roll up a joint, grab your coffee, grab your teas, drink your water without fluoride in it. Whatever you got to do, and tuck in, and we'll start, because this is A Moment with Jay. I just wanted to hop on the mic and say, I know the world been a little chaotic and everything. I just wanted to check and make sure everything good in the hood, like sure, you know what I mean? Say out of the fam. Okay, let's get to work. What's up, y'all? This is one thing I gotta say, man. We've been doing the podcast now for 40-something episodes, almost a year. I gotta do something cool for the year celebration too, and I feel like I'm in the groove with the podcast again. I feel like I don't know what it is. Last week's episode felt good. I'm super excited about this week's episode, and I got a couple cool ones coming through the pipeline as well. So very exciting. You know, it's encouraging. It's a slow process with the getting the views up. I remember. We were getting 50 views on the podcast. Now we're getting a few hundred, and I'm excited until we start averaging 500, and then we start and we have a couple episodes that are up there that are close to 1,000. But I can't wait till we start averaging 1,000 views, and then averaging 5,000, and then 10,000. So it's exciting. I dedicated myself to a year of doing the podcast, and I think for sure that I will be doing it for a long time. If not doing more, keeping it consistent with the one time a week. I would like to get to a point where I'm doing maybe 2 or 3 podcasts a week, where I'm doing a solo one and then maybe 1 or 2 guests a week. I would love that. It would just be, I think I would just need... It would be cool if I could do 1 live podcast. Maybe I should do a live podcast for the 1 year. Oh, maybe that's the play. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But let's start with something. Oh man, I got so many things to talk about. Should I go in order, or should I just kind of hop around here? I got some stuff that I need to, that I'll get to later on, that I'm excited to show, that I was hinting at in the last podcast. I got that over there, and I'm excited to get to that one. But where should we start? Let's go with this first one, man. I was having this conversation, I don't know, a couple days ago maybe, where I also gotta say, I'm feeling fucking good today. Not everything in my life is perfect. Actually, it's a pretty stressful time right now, but you can't let those things weigh you down sometimes. Life is chaos. Life is beautiful chaos. And you just gotta find gratitude. Gratitude is the way, I think, to survive this world. So it's been beautiful the last few days, and it has just risen my spirit, man. Much like a good protein shake, and that's what I want to talk about first. The protein shake game. This is one thing I know about getting older now. I'm 30. Not that I'm old. I don't consider myself old, but I'm older. At one time I was a day old, and now I'm 30 years. So I'm much older than I used to be. And one thing I think is cool to see is the evolution of things, the growth of things. It's the thing that gets me the most excited about anything, And so one thing that I was thinking about the other day is just where protein shakes have been through my years of training, because I've been physically active my I was a chubby kid, and then I started playing basketball outside, and then I started doing swimming lessons. I mean, I was always in swim lessons. My parents always made sure that we were in swimming lessons because we always would go to like lakes and camping and stuff, and we were always outside. Um, so we had to take swimming lessons. But I remember going pretty hard with swimming lessons. At one time, I was a certified lifeguard. So I did all of the training to be a swimmer. I swam. I spent a lot of time in the water. Not so much anymore. One of the biggest reasons I don't swim much anymore is it messes up my dreads, man. Having that chlorine and shit in my hair, it just fucking it's not nice. So that's the only reason I don't really swim anymore. I'd love to get into the pool a couple times a week, but it's just not good for me. And my hairstyle means a lot to me. Look how good it's styled today. This is one of my favorite looks, with the half bun and then the rest of the hair pulled down, man. It's a vibe. Anyways, um, so yeah, I used to. All I'm saying is, and then actually, where I really first started working out was with my dad. My dad was big into the gym, and we talked about this when he came onto the podcast a few months ago. And but he used to take me to the gym in the mornings, and my dad used to be big, strong, fucking dude. And we would go in and train before school and before he went to work sometimes. And that was fond memories. I remember my dad just, we do a set, we do whatever. Say we were doing chest and we were doing chest flies or something. He would drop down and do fucking push-ups in between sets. He would go hard, and I just remember being like, holy fuck, this guy's strong as shit. Now I'm stronger. But now, just kidding. I just remember that. But why I bring this up, I wonder if I can find a picture. There used to be, I'm tying this all together, don't you worry. There used to be these 7-Eleven protein shakes. And I only know them from, I wonder if I can find uh, man, they were. I remember them just being the fucking licious. And man, I can't even find a picture of them right now. 7-Eleven protein shakes, vanilla, chocolate. Man, I wish I could find. I remember them so vividly. There was a blue one and it was vanilla, and there was a brown one and it was uh chocolate. And sometimes we would stop, and I loved when we got to stop and get one of these protein shakes. They were full of sugar, but again, especially when I was I was in high school. I remember going and swimming laps and stuff, and getting one of these shakes. And I also remember the G series. Gatorade had a protein shake. I don't know if they still do it. Man, it was fucking delicious. Again, not the healthiest, very high in sugar, but very, very delicious. Damn it. Maybe I'll go 2000. Ah, man, I wish I could find. I was trying to find it the other day. Um, because I only ever remember getting them. Uh, Maybe Canada discontinued protein shake. Let's see. 2010 maybe? I don't know. Ah, man, I wish I could find. I just remember it so vividly. That's so disheartening. Uh I think they were called maybe Protein Blast, Protein Shake. No, damn it, I can't find it. 7-Eleven. Damn it, I really thought I could find. If anyone can find a picture of those two protein shakes from 7-Eleven from back in the day, Um, I will throw it up on the podcast. But anyway, anyways, I say all of this to talk about how protein shakes have evolved and where we're at now with protein shakes. So I remember drinking those protein shakes and being super happy. I knew nothing about health and fitness. And then, my dad would have like a big container at home and we would make protein shakes, or my dad would have different health things at home that, I remember he used to take the liquid, the most recent version of it would be AG1, but back in the day, it was something else, and he would have these like liquid greens. It'd be a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables, and you would just swig a little bit back, and it was awful, concentrated. Now I do stuff like that all the time. But so there was that protein shake, and then there was muscle milk. And I remember when muscle milk took off, and it was huge, and it was everywhere, and I loved muscle milk, man. And then muscle milk had one that had double the amount of protein, and there was the banana muscle milk, strawberry muscle milk. Yeah, yeah. See, and they had this is still a newer version of it, but they had the like 40 grams as opposed to 25 grams. And then I remember when this protein shake kind of was taking over the game, and it was the protein shake, at least in Canada. Again, the States is a little bit different because y'all got all kinds of products that aren't allowed here. So I'm talking strictly in Canada and strictly my experience. And of course, there's all the different canned or canister versions of the powders that you make at home. I also used a lot of muscle milk in the powders because I love this product. Yeah, yeah, like this right here. Actually, I remember buying these all the time. And then uh you know Arnold came out with a protein shake, and there was all these kinds of protein shakes. But now in this and now muscle milk is a um it's like a dollar store brand protein shake here. You can go get a muscle milk from the store. And see, and this is another thing actually before we move on. Muscle milk used to be this, and now you can see it's just or a lot of the times at the stores, what it will be is MLK, or MK, MLK, because there's no milk in it. Um Obviously the protein is derived usually when you're taking the whey protein out, um you're separating it from the rest of the milk. um you know what's that fucking Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet eating her currants and whey? That's what whey is that it's the um it yeah, see, it's like it's the separation, and it's the separation of the of like the milk. It's the proteins from the milk, and then there's also some casein protein in there, but it's mostly, I can't remember what exactly. I remember it was a byproduct. They had a maybe from making cheese. I can't remember how they came up with selling the whey protein. Um in whey processing, whey protein is separated by UF ultrafiltration as a retentate and lactose as the permeate. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was because they were making cheese, or I think it was cheese. I think because curds. Little Miss Muffet. Hold on, Little Miss. How do you even spell that? Muffet. Muffet? Is that what it is? Is it Muffet? Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating curds and whey. Yeah. So is that curds and whey? Is that why? Is that where that comes from? Refers to the byproducts of cheese making. We figured it out with the nursery rhyme. Unbelievable. Look at that. Anyways, that being said, Fairlife is super popular in Canada right now for protein shakes, and their protein shakes are phenomenal. Their protein, I love their chocolate milk. Especially because too much dairy does upset my stomach. I gotta eat a lot of it. That's another interesting fact. Cheese has quite a bit less lactose than milk does because of the processing. But Fairlife is lactose free. Very good. The protein shakes, delicious. The caramel one, the vanilla, all fantastic. Ayo, Fairlife, you want to sponsor the podcast? Hit me up, bro. But it's just interesting to see, the evolution of protein shakes and just where things go throughout time. And it's always interesting to see shit like that. And that was just one of the first things. And I guess talking about transitions, man, I don't know about y'all, if y'all keep up with space. I think the shit, because when it comes to space and when it comes to ocean, the one thing how I think about it, where people are like, "Why are we going to space? It's a waste of time, waste of money." Human beings are, us as a race, we're a lot of things. Us as a species, we're a lot of things. But the one thing that we are is explorers. And it's built into us. I'm sure when they thought the world was flat, or it could be flat depending on what you believe. They used to think that you would fucking fall right off the earth if you went sailing. Now people go fucking across the ocean all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with space and going underneath the ocean. In my eyes, obviously it costs more money. But think about back in the day when people were poor as fuck going across the ocean in the 1800s, being like, yeah, this is going to cost. Let's actually. What was the cost to travel from Europe to America in 1800s? I don't know if this is. I don't know how to find this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they first, who first traveled, who first boated to North America from Europe. Let's just use this as a this guy. And his name is Lief Exin. I have no idea. It was about 500 years before Columbus. Cost of travel to North America. These trips were funded by like kings and stuff. I can't find it. That would be interesting because, I wonder what the comparison to traveling across the ocean back then was to the cost of traveling in space today with the currency. I wonder if I can use. See, this is what's interesting about this. We're going to try to use Chat GPT. What was the first voyage from Europe to North America? That's what we're going to ask ChatGPT. Okay, same answer. Okay. How much money would that have cost? Determining the cost is challenging due to lack of details, historical records. Okay. I'm going to say give me an estimate anyways. Who knows how accurate this is? See, this is just guess. No more excuses. It just keeps telling me that it can't figure it out. All right, specific guess considered given with a grain of salt as tens of thousands of US. It's saying equivalent of tens of thousands of modern US dollars. So tens of thousands. Compare that cost to the cost of space travel today. Estimate as much as needed to give me a numeric guess. I don't know. Yeah, see, it's now it's saying, okay, so now it's saying it could have cost hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in today's money. In contrast, modern space can cost tens of millions to tens of billions of dollars. So even in today's money, so yeah, so it's basically a tenfold in amount. You know, it may have cost as much as $1 million back then in today's money to travel from Europe to North America, but it costs tens of millions to tens of billions of dollars to do space stuff. Interesting, but obviously just way more difficult. Very interesting. Okay, anyways, I say all of that to say this is what this Forbes post says. One small step for man, one giant leap for a Michelin-starred meal. This experience will take place aboard spaceship Neptune for the astronomical price of almost $500,000 per person. The world's first carbon neutral spacecraft. The launch date has been set for and will depart from so it's supposed to go in 2025. And essentially there's going to be a Michelin star restaurant aboard this spacecraft. All proceeds from the mission will benefit the Space Prize Foundation, which promotes gender equity in space and technology. We're making history by enjoying a meal of a lifetime above 99% of Earth's atmosphere during a 6-hour journey. Oh, man, it's not even... I mean, I get it. So this is why we look things up. I got to think. I think I was even talking about it last time about Michelin star restaurants and how I think it would be so cool to have that experience a couple of times in this life to eat those things. Especially, I always think about, it's not about me going to try it. I would love to, like, you know, for like a Christmas meal or something, take my whole family out and go travel somewhere and go to a crazy restaurant and you know, I think that's like the ultimate dreams, you know. Anyways, very interesting. The spaceship is crazy. So
just hurts for the creator when he can't bring his...
This is there's this man. His name, I'm not sure of his name actually. But my brother showed me him.
Just hurts for the creator when he can't bring his...
And we're going to pull it up right now. This was so incredibly motivational. This guy is very intelligent and I was like, man, the inspiration for this week's podcast is from this dude. So shout out Pirate Software, just a G. My brother showed me him, and yeah, we're just gonna tune in and listen for a second. Listen up.
Just hurts for the creator when he can't bring his idea into life. No one can bring their perfect idea into life. No one can. We're all striving for something that's slightly beyond our ability, and then hoping that we can make something that even echoes what that looked like in our heads. Same for me. Same for anybody else. We get as close to that idea as we can. Don't tear yourself down trying to get there. It's not worth it. Just hurts for the creator when he can't...
This man just says a bunch of cool shit all the time. He's like a techie dude. And my brother showed me him, and I was just like, yeah, that's such a cool and reassuring idea. Because I think one thing that's frustrating, especially as a musician, is you have these ideas in your head, and you can kind of hear them. I like to go, and this is one of the reasons why I like to go off feel and not off thought. when I'm creating stuff, because if I'm going off field and I'm just building from nothing and just seeing where it goes naturally, I find it less frustrating, because even if it doesn't end up turning out, which most of the things don't turn out that you make, it's just because when you're sitting there trying to, I, and I know some people are just geniuses and wizards with their instruments, and what this guy is saying is, it's like you never get it perfect to what's in your head, no matter what you're doing. And I thought that was just reassuring, because as a creator, I often face that, where I'm like, this sounded so much better in my head, and yeah, it probably did, and you didn't translate it to the world good enough. And be that good or bad, I'm sure that's how a lot of things are created and whatnot. But that's definitely this week's motivation. So a hot take as well. I got a lot of things that I want to try to get through. A hot take this week, and I posted it kind of all over my socials. And actually, I thought this was going to be controversial, but a lot of people were like, either I have no opinion. A couple people commented that, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But a lot of people tended to agree with this statement, and it's basically just a review of hip hop right now, and I think it's pretty simple. When we're talking about best artist in general, and by artist, so longevity matters to me, man. That's the thing. I think when we're talking the greatest of all time, I think we're talking about people who have had a full career. You can't have a couple albums, you can't have a couple songs, you got to have albums, you got to put in time. And so all the artists on this list have an extensive discography. They're super popular anyways. So when I say best artist, I'm not saying best rapper. I mean actually the best artist, the one who's trying the most, who's experimenting, who has the most unique sound, and that's gonna be Kendrick Lamar, hands down. Now, the best all around rapper, all around. So I'm talking beat selection, lyrics. I'm talking who's rapping, who's coming with some fast raps, slow raps, meaningful raps, bullshit raps, funny raps, clever raps, all that. And I think it's Jermaine Cole, it's J. Cole, baby. Now, the best pop artist, hands down, gotta be Drizzy, man. I just don't think you can say he's the best rapper. I just don't think you can. He's just not. I just don't think you can say he is. Is he a good rapper? Absolutely. Is he the best? Nah, but he is a fucking pop star, And so when it comes to hip hop, I hate that genre, but you know what I'm saying? It's hip hop. He's making hip hop music, R&B music, urban music. He has some things that fit into slightly different categories, but he's primarily a hip hop artist. He's the best pop artist of the group, and then he keeps doing it. And I think hands down, I'm adding this one to the list. Just the best technical rapper, Eminem, and I think that's of all time. It would be very hard to convince me that someone is doing it that well for that long. Now, is this my top 5? No, this isn't my top 5. But these are, I think objectively, I think it's hard to disagree with what I'm saying. If you're looking at it from a not emotionally attached position. Now, to each their own. It's art. It's subjective. But man, I'm like, yeah, I think so. Anyways, another thing that I've been kind of into lately is watching people. This is exactly the one I seen actually, is watching people talk about fucking expensive books. And Yeah, I'll show you one. Let me just show you one. Oh, it's like a minute and a half. While this is playing, I'm sitting in my brother's room. I'm gonna go steal his vape for a second.
Ask all the time, do you have a Gutenberg Bible? And the answer is yes, but it's a replica. And it's quite heavy, so I'm going to set it down. It weighs over 50 pounds. Well, okay, so what is the Gutenberg Bible? It's the first book printed on movable type in the Western world. There was printing in China a few centuries earlier, but in the Western world, in Europe, this is the first book printed, 1455. There's only about 48 surviving copies. If one of these were to come on the market today, it would sell for $50 million. Now, do you want to see what the inside looks like? It is absolutely gorgeous. What do you think about that? Now, on the original Bible, everything in black was from the printing press, and everything in color was hand illuminated. It's just stunning. Now, you know me by now. If there's a miniature available, I like it. And here is a miniature replica of the Gutenberg. And you can even read it without a magnifying glass if you read Latin. What do you think about that? Also, what would you do with $50 million? Would you buy a Gutenberg Bible original if there were one on the market?
$50 million. So this guy, man, I can't remember I can't remember. He just, he goes through books, and it is astonishing what books used to look like and how people used to. Oh, The Hobbit. I think this was the other one.
So I had somebody come in the bookstore yesterday looking for a copy of The Hobbit, and they asked if we had any, and I said, sure, we have several. I just need to know your budget. And they go, what do you mean budget? And I said, well, are you looking for a new copy? It's around $17. Or are you looking for an original copy? It could be $200,000. And they almost fell on the floor, and they go, what do you mean? And I said, well, this is a first edition, first printing of the UK edition, 1937, in its original dust jacket, nearly flawless. That is $200,000. And they said, well, anything in between? And I said, sure. We have copies printed in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s with and without dust jackets. Or there are leather-bound copies, special editions. Just look at that. $2,000. Or somewhere in between, this is the first US edition that came out a year after the first UK edition in a pristine, flawless dust jacket. $50,000. So you're looking in my hand $250,000 for the two probably finest surviving copies in the world. Tell me, if you had unlimited funds, which one would you go for?
It's just crazy. Books are just pieces of history, so it's astonishing to see that. It would be cool to have a book collection like that, of just super rare antique books like that, man. It's a crazy world out there, to have something like that, especially some of the old Bibles. It's just wow. These things were just pieces of art, and it's the mass-produced books that we have today are just not the same as they were back then. It's like treasure. It's like something of actual value. Not that books aren't valuable today. I know I personally use audiobooks, so I don't even keep the physical book. I only have a handful of actual books. And then this leads me to the bougiest thing about myself, man. I think the bougiest thing about myself is my taste. I like cheap shit. Don't get me wrong. I like me some fucking chocolate pudding, like a little fucking snack pack chocolate puddings and shit. I'm actually not a big fan of mushrooms unless we talking about the bougiest mushrooms in the game. We talking the king of mushrooms. We talking about the motherfucking truffle, baby. Truffle is it's a flavor that I crave every once in a while. I love truffle oil. I love truffle popcorn, truffle chips. There's this brand of fucking truffle chips, man. It will fuck. I think it's called Kettle brand. And sheesh, yeah, truffle and sea salt, man. These motherfucking chips, dog. Oh, fuck your life up. Fuck your life up, man. So good. I tried some of their other flavors, but this one is my favorite for sure. I'm also a big fan of the dish that got me into truffles was truffle. I think it was Cactus Club. I think it was every so often. Oh yeah. Yes, bruh. So the Cactus Club, bro. Shout out the Cactus Club. I used to treat myself because this is an expensive meal. I used to treat myself every once in a while when I hit a milestone of something. I would get me a butternut squash ravioli with prawns, and bruh, this got truffles in it or on it or something, and it is oh my, it's one of my favorite meals I've ever had, and I love it, bro. I love it. And Cactus usually got some kind of crazy dessert too, so I usually would get that. Uh, I usually would get that and some kind of dessert. Let's see what they got on the dessert menu these days. Let's go Jasper Ave. Let's see what they got on the. Let's see what they got on the dessert menu. Drinks, food. Let's see what y'all got up in here. Let's see. We'll even pull up the ravioli. You could get the trio. You can get three of them, three raviolis for $20 fucking dollars. Or you could get the where's the main courses? Oh, they got truffle parmesan chicken. This isn't even a shout out Cactus Club. If you want to sponsor my next episode, just send me some food. Here we go. Yeah, $31. Butternut squash ravioli with prawns. Chef Rob Feeney's signature butternut squash and mascarpone ravioli. Truffle butter, sauteed prawns, pine nuts, crispy sage. It's on fucking real, man. I can't say it's expensive. And then, oh yeah, oh fuck yeah. Hold up. This is the thing. This is the thing about the Cactus Club too. This dessert right here, the chocolate peanut butter crunch bar. Holy fuck yeah, because that's what I used to get. Um, I think that's it right here. Yeah. That's it right here, man. It is this dessert. It is fucking, it's unreal, man. It's like this, yeah, it's chocolate peanut butter bar with some caramel, a little bit of ice cream. It's got like these chocolate pearl. Actually, let me just read the description. Tahitian vanilla ice cream, caramel sauce, crunchy chocolate pearls, chocolate peanut butter crunch bar. They also got a crazy key lime pie. So that's what I would usually get. I would get actually, and this is, I was trying to think about some of the things because I was heavy. I was 230 pounds. I'm close to 200 right now, and I'm getting down. And I was trying to think about what have been some of my fattest moments, and this would be one. I would get both of these desserts. I would get the chocolate peanut butter crunch bar and the key lime pie. So that's $24 in desserts. And then I would get this butternut squash ravioli with prawns, which was another $30. And then I would usually get it delivered. So we're talking about a $60, $70 meal, and it's just essentially all carbs. But holy fuck. And again, I wouldn't be getting this all the time. But if something went right, if we did good in a sale of a hoodie or something or anything, bro. Oh shit, this was a bougie meal. I like me my bougie food. It's the same thing even with pudding. I love me some pudding. But I remember the first time I tried creme brulee. I was on a date. Me and this girl went on a trip to Calgary, and we were staying at the Hotel McDonald, which is a bougie ass hotel. And I believe this was just after Calgary flooded. Remember that? Remember when they had all those floods and shit and the town got all fucked up? Anyways, if y'all don't know, Calgary is like a 3-hour drive from Edmonton, and we kind of rivals, even though that they're closer to the mountains, so they got a better view. But I don't really know what we got. A big ball, because a lot of us go to Calgary all the time. That's just like, we go down to Calgary, we go to the mountains, and you usually go through Calgary to get to the mountains. Anyways, where was I fucking going with this? What was I saying? Oh, so we at this that's what I was saying. Yeah, I believe this was a couple years after the flood happened in Calgary. I remember the whole thing was hell or high water because they're country folk, And anyways, they were trying to bring tourism and shit back to Calgary. So they had these crazy deals where if you got a hotel room, you got $100 gift card to the mall. I was like, huh? So I booked. We went for the weekend, and I booked one hotel room on Friday and another hotel room on the Saturday, and so you get $100 per hotel. So we got $200 in gift cards, and we went shopping. I gave her $100, and I got $100, and I bought a really nice pair of jeans and a wallet, and I can't remember what she bought. Anyways, so we went out to dinner, and the second night when we stayed at the Hotel McDonald, and this is another thing too, when we stayed at the Hotel McDonald, they upgraded and gave me a suite as well. So I was just fucking, I was balling out, but on a fucking budget in Calgary that one weekend. It just worked out really, really good. We got to do all this stuff for super affordable. And anyways, I remember going to dinner. I also remember, I'll tell you how it is. So anyways, it's a bougie dinner because you had a pretty fancy hotel. And I remember getting the creme brulee. And actually, that wasn't at dinner. I didn't get a dessert. We ended up ordering room service later, and I ended up getting the creme brulee from there. And it was the first time I ever had it. And when you got to break the little fucking the brulee top and just the texture, and I love pudding. I'm a huge fan of pudding. I love fucking pudding. And I don't mean the UK version of pudding when they just mean dessert. I'm talking about fucking pudding, And so creme brulee is just bougie pudding, And the first that changed my life, I was just like, this might be the greatest dessert ever. And I still believe that. I've also tried to make creme brulee. Fuck it. Oh, man. And I hate seeing those videos where like, oh, it's the easiest thing to make. He's had to make fucking creme brulee and bam. Shut up. You know how many times I've tried to make creme brulee and I'm a pretty good cook. I can chef some shit up, but I don't know what it is. Lord, because I know if I could make it, I would make it all the time, but I haven't been able to make it. And it's frustrating. But it is fucking delicious. So that's the bougiest thing about me is my taste, man. I am a foodie, and when things, I like to eat so clean so that I can really appreciate those meals. God, I would kill for some motherfucking creme brulee. Goddamn. That sounds fucking delicious. This is one thing I wanted to get to. Though for sure was I know I was teasing this a little bit last week, but I thought we just hit 2,000 subscribers. Super cool. This is the time to do it, and I want to talk about and show y'all what I think is the strangest item that I own. I was digging around. I was trying to. I got to clean my room and I got to clean my studio. Because they when I went to school there for whatever the fuck it was 6 weeks, before they kicked me out. And I'll get to that. If y'all been following along with that, I can't talk about it right now because things are still getting figured out. But I will have a tale for you eventually. If it goes my way or not, I will come to y'all and I will explain to y'all what has happened with all of that. But I just can't right now. Anyways, I was cleaning up some stuff on the floor, like just organizing some stuff, and my hand brushed against this item and it like stung me. Not stung, but like it pricked me, or and I was like, fuck, ow, god damn it. I've had this thing for so long and it still pricks me every once in a while, every couple of years. And it's a strange item. And I got it a long time ago. Like, I'm talking sometime in elementary school. Like, we're talking like bordering on at least 20 years ago, probably. I would say probably about 20 years ago, I've had this item. And it got me thinking about other things that I used to have. But before I show you that weird item, let me show you this. I have this mini, I can't remember. I think this is from when my parents went to the States or something, but I got this mini, and that's real Coca-Cola in there. That's actual Coca-Cola in there. This was $20. It's got like the little 5-cent thing. It's just a cute little fucking Coca-Cola thing, 6-pack of Coca-Cola. And I used to be big into Coca-Cola. Not even so much drinking it. I like to drink it, but I had like a Coca-Cola mini fridge as a child. And it was like the shape of a Coke bottle. And I remember I loved that. Oh, there it is exactly. Oh, nostalgia. It was this. It was this exact fucking thing. And I used to put lots of mango juice in it, but yeah, I used to have it. This is it exactly. And it was just this little thing. And I remember I don't know why I had it. I can't remember why I was gifted it. Oh, it actually was this one because it couldn't fit quite 12. I don't think it could fit 12. Yeah, it was just like this can. And so then my parents got me this 6-pack of Coke, and I've just had it ever since. I'm sure you can't drink these. Like, I was a child. Again, we're bordering on probably about 20 years of having these Coke bottles, but that's still not the weirdest item. Oh, this is from Edmonton Rush lacrosse game. This is from, damn, what year is this from? 2014. Wow, that was a long time ago. Anyways, that's not it. This is it. I'll show you. Are y'all ready? Is the suspense high? I'm trying not to prick myself on it. Easier said than done, you'll see. I know this is taking a while. I'm just trying to be careful. I had a friend back in the day, and I'm like, man, this is probably from elementary school. Like, I think kindergarten. It's a pufferfish. It's a blown up pufferfish. These things are poisonous. And I've had this for years. It's just a dead fish. It's just a dead. Y'all see that? And this is why I prick myself on it. I'm impressed with myself that I've been able to keep this thing without breaking it for so long. And I do. I keep it away because every once in a while I fucking press myself on it. But yeah, I think it's the oddest thing that I own, and I've had it for decades. And these Coke bottles, I'm not a materialistic kind of guy. I don't need things. I like to have things to do the things that I like to do, like make music and do podcast, and I'd like to expand on the gear that I have to produce better products. But or I guess gym equipment, whatever. I just think it's a wild thing to have and to keep for so long. Yeah, it's been a ride. Yeah, a old friend of mine gave me that. I wonder what they're up to. I remember I had a friend back then, and he left school, and I remember he moved to a different school, and I remember just being like, huh, I have no friend anymore, which I remember that being such a devastating moment in my life back then. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all that because I fucking grabbed it by mistake the other day, and the fucking spikes got me. I wonder if that's healthy to have around. That's got to be decomposing. No, they probably spray it with something. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I'm curious. What do you think the weirdest item that you have is? Because that's my weirdest item. That's my weirdest item for sure. Anyways, man, this has been fun. It's been a good podcast. I've been really enjoying the podcast. We got some cool ones. Oh yeah, that's another thing I want to talk about before I bounce. Is I'm doing this new challenge with my brother Brandon, my twin, and we're doing the race to 175. We're both trying to get to 175 pounds. I'm getting fucking shredded. I'm already about 30 pounds down. I actually, by the recording of this, I'm about 210. Holding on to a little bit of water weight because I ate some shit the last couple of days. But I'm about 203 right now. So I got about 25, 30 pounds to lose. He's got about 15 pounds to gain. So we'll see. We'll see who'll be able to do this. If I lose about 2 pounds a week, it's still going to take me about 3 or 4 months to get down there, I think. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see who gets there first. I know he's going to come on. We're going to talk about that. We're going to catch up with BP. I know y'all like the episodes when he comes through. We got a couple guests coming through later on, but that's what we're doing right now. I do post that 1 meal a day video every day, 1 meal a day with Jay video every day. We're going to continue that. We're coming up on 6 months of that, almost 2. I think we just crossed over 5. I think we're a month away from 6 months, halfway. So we'll see, which is great because, I hope to hit 25-pound weight loss in the 6 months. And so to have done it a month early was great. I'm on I've picked up the weight loss. I was doing 1 pound a week just because it was the most sustainable over time. But now that once I hit kind of 20 pounds down and my habits changed and I was doing better, then I was like, okay, homie Cole convinced me to kind of pick up the pace a little bit. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So now I'm trying to average about 2 pounds a week, which is a lot. That's what people don't understand. To lose 2 or 3 pounds a week is a significant amount of your body weight. But as long as you're pretty close to that one, I think they say, what percentage of body weight to lose weekly? I think it's like, depending on your weight, 5% may be realistic, or at least at the initial start. Yes, 5% is a lot. There's no way you're going to say, we can talk about 1% per week. Yeah, about 1%. 2 pounds is about 1%. Yeah, see, if you're weighing 200 pounds, 1% of your body weight is 2 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm looking at dropping, is about 1% of my body weight a week. Which again is significant. So if you're losing anywhere from that 0.5 to maybe 1.5, 2%, maybe that's a lot, especially to consistently lose, But whatever works for to each their own, you know. Anyways, yeah, just to update with that. We got more music coming. We got all kinds of stuff. So thank you for checking out this episode of A Moment with Jay. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and yeah, I hope many blessings and lots to y'all. So anyways, more love, more success. This has been A Moment with Jay.
I hope you know, with every darker night, there's a brighter day. Through the chaos, we'll be okay. Sending nothing but positive vibes your way. Love for always. Jay.